This is Lesson 9, Activity 4, Steel Beams. And in this activity, you are given the information that the weight of a steel beam is proportional to its length. And they're asking you to write an equation that represents that relationship. And so the two properties are weight of the steel beam and the length of the steel beam. And so we're going to use W as weight in kilograms and L as length in meters of the steel beams. And so you can begin to write that relationship as the length is equal to the length per weight times the weight. And so this goes back to what we were doing earlier, is that if you're given two properties, the relationship that connects those two properties is the ratio of those two properties. So length is equal to length per weight times the weight, or the weight is equal to the weight per length times the length. So you can write the reciprocal of this relationship. So the relationship length, which is measured in meters, to the weight, which is measured in kilograms, length per weight, connects the length to the weight. That is the constant of proportionality. And the information that I would want is, what's the unit rate? So what's the how many meters of steel beams can I purchase for 1 kilogram? So what's the meters per 1 kilogram? That's the unit rate of the length per weight. And what about the unit rate of the weight per length? So how long it is. So what are the number of kilograms that I can get for 1 meter of steel beam? So these are reciprocals. Meters per 1 kilogram or kilograms per 1 meter. So those are the two relationships, the two ratios, depending on what direction you're going. This direction is the meters per 1 kilogram. So it would be this first one. If you wrote it the other way, weight is equal to weight per length times length, just going the other way, that constant proportionality or unit rate would be kilograms per 1 meter. So what is the length per 1 kilogram? Let's say that it is, you can get 2/100ths of a meter of steel beam for 1 kilogram. So not very long, because steel is heavy. So 1 kilogram, you're not going to get very much length. And you can also get 50 kilograms of steel beam for 1 meter. So the unit rate is length per 1 kilogram is 2/100ths of a meter per kilogram. And the unit rate for weight per 1 meter, so this is reciprocal, these are reciprocals of each other, is 50 kilograms per 1 meter. So if you took 2/100ths meters and you wrote that as a fraction, 2 over 100, that's 1 over 50, which is the reciprocal of 50 over 1. So given the number of kilograms, what length do you get for that number of kilograms? So you're given a number of kilograms, so weight. So let's say you're going to go in and buy 1,500 kilograms of steel beams. How long are those steel beams going to be all together? So that's going to be 2/100ths of a meter per kilogram times 1,500 kilograms. That's going to give you the total length. Or let's say you're going to go in and buy 500 kilograms of steel beams. What's the total length of that steel beam going to be? Maybe you have to fit it somewhere, so you need to know a certain length. So that would be the total. So you need a certain weight in this case. So maybe you're going to put it on a truck that can only hold so much weight. So the total weight is going to be the 50 kilograms per meter times 500 meters. So that'd be 500 times 50 to get the total weight in kilograms.